Hello, and thanks again for joining me. This weekend, we watched horrific acts of terrorism against civilians in Israel, and emotions are running extremely high. As a result, we're concerned about the impact on our religious communities here in the United States and here in Montgomery County. Unfortunately, we've also seen a rise in crimes intended to hurt specific communities in Montgomery County. Since the start of the pandemic, Asian American groups have noticed a sharp rise in attacks and confrontations. We've also seen a return of anti-Semitic messaging popping up in our schools and in our neighborhoods. Historic black churches like Scotland AME have been vandalized, and Islamophobia continues to persist throughout our county. That does not describe the majority of Montgomery County residents, but there certainly is a presence here. The Montgomery County Police Department is committed to documenting every allegation of a hate crime or bias incident. MCPD's Community Engagement Division monitors and tracks all hate bias events in Montgomery County. It shares that information in a monthly report that can be found on the MCPD website. One thing those reports show us is that hate impacts more than just one group. Stopping the groups behind these incidents and who are spreading these messages is work we have to do. Montgomery County is the only jurisdiction in the state and region committing our own funds to helping community groups feel safer where they gather and worship through our nonprofit security grant program. Applications for these funds are now open. Nonprofit organizations and houses of worship have until Friday, November 10th to apply for these funds. Groups can request up to $20,000 per facility if the money is used in the next year. A total of $900,000 is going to be available in the grant program. And now we've just added an additional $100,000 to be expedited and made more quickly available. An additional information session to help answer your questions about grant opportunities is scheduled for Wednesday, October 18th. And for more information about grants, please visit our Office of Grants Management website. We've had 4 successful workshops in which we engaged our community and asked them to provide feedback and ideas about what we should prioritize in our next budget cycle. Next week, our community conversations will return with a meeting on Monday, October 16th. The audience will be the Parent-Teacher Association leaders from around the county. This budget conversation is new this year because we wanted to hear directly from parents and others close to our school kids about the needs that have arisen and how our budget funds could or should address these problems. This forum will be streamed live, but we ask those that are participating to be active members of the PTA so that the focus of this meeting is on our schools and our children. On Wednesday, we will be hosting a budget conversation for our communities that speak Amharic. That meeting will be at the Tacoma Park Silver Spring Montgomery College campus. All our community conversations run from 7 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. If you miss any, you can always find them archived on our website, YouTube channel, or our Facebook page. The budget not only reflects the county's needs and concerns, but our community's values and goals. I thank all of those who came out to these events so far and encourage others to join us at upcoming forums over the next several weeks. It is your voice that helps shape our path forward. We have some great news to share regarding our efforts to close the digital divide in Montgomery County. Over the last year, our county has been spearheading efforts to get more computers into the hands of children and adults who need them. I'm happy to announce we received an additional $23 million in grants from the federal government to purchase 60,000 Dell Chromebook laptops for residents who do not have a computer. Last week, I transmitted the supplemental budget appropriation to the County Council so we can move forward and purchase these computers. Funding for these computers comes from the Federal Communications Commission Emergency Connectivity Fund, and that grant was secured by the Montgomery County Department of Technology and Business Solutions, also known around here as TEBS, and by the Montgomery County Public Libraries. I want to thank Congressman David Trone for his letter of support, as well as our entire congressional delegation for supporting the funding of this opportunity. This new computer distribution program is expected to launch next month. Eligibility for the program is limited to Montgomery County Library patrons with Montgomery County Public Libraries cards. After we complete this distribution of 60,000 computers, Montgomery County will have provided a total of 119,000 computers. That number almost matches the estimated 125,000 low-income families here who do not have a computer. Computer and internet access are key equity issues. Of the computers we've distributed so far, 85% went to households earning less than $50,000, and 74% of the computers went to Black or Latino families. Black and Latino households are nearly twice as likely as other groups to not own a computer. While the need continues to be out there, this computer distribution has a large impact. As a result, most low-income households in our county will have digital access for homework, remote work, or to find a job. This is a way to help end the poverty cycle, and it doesn't require anything but a library card, and that's pretty incredible. I believe it's our responsibility to ensure that everyone in our community has an equal right to succeed in the digital age. Last month, I was on a video meeting with Governor Wes Moore ahead of the launch of Maryland's Digital Equity Coalition, the new statewide initiative aimed at making sure every person in Maryland has online connectivity. I agree with the comments Governor Moore made during the meeting when he said that access to the internet is, quote, everything it is water. We will share more information when these computers are available. Please be prepared by getting a library card if you don't have one already. To learn more about our computer distribution and affordable broadband access programs, please visit montgomeryconnects.com. The community was justifiably disappointed to learn last week that The Landing, a memory care facility in Colesville, is forcing everyone to vacate by the middle of November. Leisure Care has owned and operated the facility since it opened in 2019. The new owners are Omega Healthcare Investors and Communicare. These companies intend to close the facility for a year-long renovation to reopen it as a higher-level skilled nursing facility. What is appalling about the deal is that 53 memory care patients were only given 45 days to find new accommodations. This is pretty inhumane. State law only requires the 45 days, but the new owners could have and should have given more time. There was absolutely no urgency to shutting it down in 45 days. As anyone who has dealt with memory care patients knows, moving and changing locations can be traumatic and confusing, let alone when it's on such a short timetable, and particularly when there's not a widespread supply of these beds. Our county's HHS long-term care ombudsmen are working with the impacted patients and families. 45 families have been able to secure a new facility so far, while 8 are still searching for a new home. District 19 Delegate Bonnie Cullison joined my media briefing this week, and she shared my disappointment with the situation. She said Oversight Committee members are already working to address the issue, and she anticipates action during this next session to adjust what the law requires. I agree. More guardrails are needed to help protect this vulnerable population from being forced into a difficult situation like this because of a business strategy. I look forward to working with the General Assembly and lending my voice to this needed policy change. Our COVID-19 rates are currently declining, and our county's hospitalization rates have stabilized. The new booster is becoming easier to find. They're not perfect yet, and we need folks to take this shot. Statistics show our vaccine numbers have plummeted in terms of adoption between the first 2 shots in 2021 and 2022. And the more recent bivalent booster shots still have not been used at the rate we experienced previously. Although we're still vastly outperforming the national averages, we've dropped off quite significantly from where we were. The new booster is different than the previous booster and is designed to address the latest variants of COVID. You don't need to go and get the bivalent booster, they're no longer available, but you should get the new boosters. The protection provided by earlier shots, as well as our moving indoors during the winter for more indoor activities, will find ourselves in more risky situations, and I personally have seen more people contract COVID. Additionally, for anyone who's avoided COVID shots over the concern over the mRNA vaccines, you need to know that a new vaccine from Novavax that is manufactured in the way that traditional vaccines have been made will be available shortly. It was noted to me this week that we're currently seeing higher rates of people getting their flu shots than their COVID vaccines. The flu and COVID are very serious illnesses that can both lead to death. COVID has remained more deadly than the flu. Both of these shots are equally important. It's also important if you're an older adult or immunocompromised to get the new RSV vaccine. When it comes to COVID, we're clearly in a different place than in the past, but we can't be lulled into complacency. The virus is still here. It's still serious and potentially deadly, and we must continue to protect ourselves and our families against it. So please visit vaccines.gov to find out where you can get your shot. This Sunday is the annual Wheaton Arts Parade. This festive parade is a celebration of culture and artistic expression. The parade begins on Georgia Avenue around 10 a.m. and ends with a festival in Marion Friar Plaza that will go till 5 p.m. This parade shows off the creativity of our Wheaton Mid-County arts communities. Join us if you're able to. And that's a wrap for today, and I hope you have a great week. We will be back again next week.